Hello, I'm Sue Bonebrake, and in the summer of 2015, my family met for a holiday in Ireland. We stayed in County Wexford, and it was there we found a real gem, a tiny cottage off the beaten path called a story house. In memory of that experience, I wrote this poem. Tonight I found old Ireland. I took a trip to Ireland to see what tourists see, museums and cathedrals that told its history. I saw the ancient castles of royalty and war and walked among their ruins, but longed to savor more. I saw its bustling cities, I saw the Irish Sea, I marveled at Hook Lighthouse, yet nothing called to me, until tonight I found old Ireland, nestled among the emerald hills, the thing that I'd been yearning for. It almost gave me chills. A small white cottage, thatched of roof, its red door open wide, within an open hearth and fire inviting all inside. There people meet to celebrate the Ireland of old, sharing music from their childhoods and tales their fathers' fathers told. The talking stick is passed around to all who come to hear the stories of old Ireland that country folks hold dear. The songs and poetry of old, the soul of Ireland's past, the sharing of the ancient tales in memories that last. Though all the sites in Ireland forged memories of their own, in County Wexford's story house, I found my Irish home.
Hello, I'm Linda Degree Deitmeyer, and I write my books as Linda Degree because unless you're from around here, Deitmeyer is hard to pronounce and spell, but I am proud of the Deitmeyer name. This is my book called The Importance of Dandelions by Linda Degree, and here's a poem from it. That most important gift. We are given many gifts in life. Loving you was a most important gift. Firsts are important. One's first breath, one's first smile, one's first step, one's first love. For one first breath leads to living. One's first smile multiplies into more smiles. One first step allows one to walk. Most important is one's first love. It is love that gives us our self-worth. It is love that gives us the incentive and the confidence we need to keep on living and smiling and walking, even when difficulties rise. Our love, like time, changes. Time consists of the present, past, and future. We need all three. Sometimes we couldn't live in the present if we didn't have hope for the future. The past is always part of the present, for the present could not exist without the past. Once, our love was in the future. Then the future became the present. Presently, we realize our lifestyles collide. Therefore, we do not match. Yet, our love will never pass completely. You are the first man I ever loved. I would never be able to love a man again if I had never loved you first. I can't walk, smile, or live without love. I will remember always the importance of our love, past, present, and future. Loving you was a most special, vital gift. The book, The Importance of Dandelions, is simply a poetry book, but I have two other books called The Sense of It and Some Sense of It, which are novels that have poetry intertwined in them, kind of like a musical. When you're trying to emphasize something, you'd have a song, but I don't sing very well, so I emphasize by poems. And my last poem I want to read was inspired by my middle son, who wanted to be a father for a long time, and finally he is. I'm pretending I am being him as I read this poem. Our child, yours and mine. Such a miracle, so wanted, so amazing, so ours. Your eyes, my chin. Your lips, my ears. Your nose, my coloring. Your fingers, our child.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Ronick, and this is a poem I've written. It's called Serenity. Very quietly she steps into her twilight years. With serenity and mildness, she's conquered all her fears. She's tasted all life's victories, accepted its losses as well. The story is told in the lines of her face, for time will always tell. Yes, time will always tell on us, our grief, our joys, our sorrows. It leaves its mark on one and all, if not today, then tomorrow. If I could have this prayer answered by my God who resides on high, it would be to find that serenity before I say goodbye.
My name is Karen Schloss, and the first poem I will read is from the spring of 2002, and it's called Spring Training. Spring! Spring, and everybody's training. The robins train their fledglings to fly. The clouds train into thunderstorms. The baseball players train. The marathon runners train too. The train wiggles along the bluff in a line. The moms train their kids to wear raincoats and boots against the mud. The gardeners train the roses up the trellises. And I train my ears to hear the spring. This one is called Down to the River. It draws me like a magnet draws steel. It is lunch break from work and the river summons me. I take my sack of lunch to sit near the river. Car parked by the lock, overlooking from the limestone bluff, or perhaps by the boat ramp, or perched on the flood wall, oblivious to the wind. I tried to avoid it, tried to eat indoors, and failed. Tried buying lunch at a deli, but could you make that to go, please? And I found myself once again hearing seabirds cry, watching eagles fish, sunlight sparkle and dance on the waves, smelling the rich earth smell of the river, feeling the sharp, strong winds stinging my face. The one best thing about living here, this town on the river, I take my lunch with my good friend and find myself renewed.